Hello guys, welcome back. This is Modern Man here today, and today we are playing Metalcraft White and Pauper once again. This deck's, it has its moments. It's really fun to play if you're winning, and it's not fun to play if you're losing. I mean, most Magic players will understand that feeling. So the point of this deck is to get as many artifacts into play. Your creatures are artifacts, you have a bunch of good equipments, and just abuse like Metalcraft abilities and things like that. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. This hand's that bad. We have 3 dudes. We have some artifacts. Yeah, we'll keep it. We have a Sunlance too. So if they play a problematic creature, we have an answer to it, thankfully. Opponent's deciding whether they want to keep or not. Play Plains and the Flare Husk. Pass turn. Good old Flare Husk on turn 1. I remember Innistrad Standard. Right? No, that was Scars of Mirrodin, which was in the same time as Innistrad. But no, not the same thing. I think it was, wasn't it? It's been a while. Kind of old. Whatever. Opponent gains a life, probably on Kuldoltha Boros. Another Darksteel Citadel. Not the ideal draw, but it's alright. Attack for 1. Opponent goes down to 20. Darksteel Citadel, cast Porcelain Legionnaire. Pass turn. 3-1 with first strike. 2 colorless and a Phyrexian white. Some people say that's where they gone wrong the most with Magic is the Phyrexian symbols. I don't know. It's not. I think if they made less good cards, like Dismember's pretty good, Probe's pretty good. Like, the common ones aren't that big of a deal. The rare ones, which ones are the rare ones? Mental Misstep's broken. Yeah, I can see why people think that. Let me take that back. I can see why people think that. There's a lot of good ones. Like Surgical Extraction, Mental Misstep. Well, let's go to combat. Let's see if they want to trade with our Germ token. Drew another land, which is unfortunate. Opponent takes 4, goes to 22. Play Ancient Den, cast Porcelain Legionnaire number 2. Pass turn. What are the rare ones? Norn's Annex is the white one. Blue. What's the blue one? I can't remember all the rare ones. Huh. Molten Steel Dragon's the red one. Bolt's the Legionnaire, sure. What else do you got, opponent? Are we just dead? Opponent attacks for 2. That's fine. We go to 16. I have a feeling we're going to draw another land in a row. Feel it coming. Thraben Inspector. Sure. Gets a clue. Bone Splitter. I'm okay with that. Play the Bone Splitter. Equip Bone Splitter to Porcelain Legionnaire. Probably should have put it on the Flare Husk guy. That's alright. We'll go ahead and move the Flare Husk to the Porcelain Legionnaire. Yeah, that might have been a misplay. Maybe I was supposed to keep Apostle's Blessing, since it's our only creature, but you live and you learn. Attack for 6. Opponent takes it and goes to 16, so that probably means they have a Bolt here. Some kind of removal spell. What do you have, opponent? What do you have? Course Skyfisher. What are we returning? All white creatures. So the Sunlance is actually basically a mulligan the 6, unfortunately. Probably should have attacked with that first opponent, but, you know, I make mistakes too. Gonna get in there with that Thraben Inspector. Get in there! Yeah, yeah. What we got? What's a good draw here? Court of Oculus. Not bad, not bad. Go straight to combat. Attack for 6. They're probably blocking. No blocks. Why not attack then? Okay. Interesting. Got a bolt. Now I have an Apostle's Blessing, so I'm never putting that mana down. If that makes sense. Play a Court of Oculus, pass turn. You have a Lone Missionary and 5 random cards in your hand. Hopefully none of them are removal spells. That would be my ideal situation. Ichor Wellspring, sure. Draw a card. Glinthawk, probably bouncing the Wellspring. Sorry about that. What are you going to do? Attack with Skyfisher, most likely? Go to 14. What are we looking to draw? My own Thraben Inspector would be fine. Glinthawk would be fine. Another Legionnaire. That's also fine. Okay, combat. Go ahead and attack with everything. I don't mind if my opponent trades their Glinthawk for our Court of Oculus. That's okay in my head. Chump blocks. Takes 2, goes to 9. Sure. Play a Porcelain Legionnaire. Number 3. Pass turn. So they have Lone Missionary, Ichor Wellspring, and 4 randoms. Ichor Wellspring, sure. Draws them a card. So now they have Lone Missionary, 5 randoms. Great Furnace, sure. What do we have? Lone Missionary, that's fine. Gains 4 life, goes to 13. Glinthawk, okay. Is my opponent trying to race here? Is that what's happening? What are you returning? Your Wellspring? Or your Radiant Fountain? Okay. So they bounce their Wellspring, so they're probably not attacking here? Oh, they are attacking. Okay, that's fine. Sure. It's 4. That puts us to 10. I guess we're feasibly dead next turn? Actually, we are dead next turn. If they have a bolt. But now we have a blocker. Let's go to combat. I think we're still dead, though, if they have a bolt, which is not great for us. Trade Lone Missionary for Court of Oculus. Chumps the Porcelain Legionnaire, so we're not actually dead then. Unless they have double bolt. Takes 3, goes to 10. Second main phase, cast Glinthawk. Comes into play. I would like to return my Ancient Den to my hand. Play said Ancient Den. Let's move Bone Splinter to Glint. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Flayer Husk to Glinthawk. Pass turn. Ancient Den for the opponent. They have a Ichor Wellspring and 3 randoms. Ichor Wellspring, sure. Draws them a card. Cast Thraben Inspector, sure. Gets another clue. What else do you have? You gonna crack a clue? Hope to find a bolt? Core Skyfisher, sure. What do they bounce? Land. Radiant Fountain, sure. They played their Ancient in this turn or last turn? Please attack. That makes my life so much easier if you attack. No attacks. Okay. Court Homunculus. Well. Huh. Probably just attack with this Porcelain Legionnaire. Maybe I was supposed to attack with this one as well. They could triple block it and kill it, but then I give it a good old protection from white. They just chump it. That's fine. Let's go ahead and play Court Homunculus. Pass turn. Keep up Apostle's Blessing. Opponent gains 2 more life. They go to 12. Sacks a clue. Sure. Firebolts the Porcelain Legionnaire. The unequipped one? I don't have any ground, guys. Sure. That doesn't make sense. Huh. Okay. That's fine. You do you, opponent. You do you. Opponent chooses not to attack. Okay. That's fine. What else we got? Is that a triplicate Spirits? Oh, don't be a triplicate Spirits. That card's pretty good. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're almost dead next turn if it's... Yep. Sure. Card's pretty good. That card is the bee's knees. This card might be better than the flashbacky one. What is that? 4 mana. Put 2 into play. Tap 3 untapped white creatures. Put 2 more into play. That's an alright draw. Not too bad. That's what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We go to... I think it's just Court Homunculus and Porcelain Legionnaire. Those guys can't block the flying creatures anyways. Chumps to the Porcelain Legionnaire. Takes 2, goes to 10. Second main phase, play the Ardent Recruit. This Sunlands, man, it's awful against Kuldoltha Boros. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. They attack with everything. They're dead, I think, right? Yeah, they have 13 damage. And they have 8 damage. 6, assuming I block a creature. Play a plane, so now they have Firebolt flashback. The team. Okay, well, we're going to block a core Skyfisher. 2, 4, 5, 6. I go to 4. You got Prismatic Strands? Oh. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, I can't beat 16. That's a pretty good card. Pretty good card. Well, let's go. Let's see what we have in the sideboard against mono white. Not mono white, but Jeskai or Kuldoltha Boros. One of these days I'll learn how to speak. I like the disenchants. Celestial Flare, not that exciting. Neither is Rest for the Weary. Maybe Journey to Nowheres. Mana Tithe, eh. Scorn's not great. So, looking at 6 cards, the Sun Lancers are definitely coming out. Did you want to play it back like that? Is that what I want? Probably. Yep, we'll run it back like this. And seems like the bee's knees, so we'll keep it. We have turn 1 Court Homunculus, turn 2 some form of these cards in my hand. I could go Sun Chaser, I could go Porcelain Legionnaire, or I could go double equipment. The Sun Chaser represents the most amount of... not necessarily, I guess. I didn't think about that. So what represents the most damage is Flare Husk. Bone Splitter represents an extra, what, 3? So they all represent extra 3 damage. Galvanic Blast, Court Homunculus, that's fine. Do I just want to play... No, I don't want to play the Sun Chaser because it can be Firebolted. So I think it'll be... what are we thinking? Like Flare Husk, Bone Splitter? Get my Germ Token. Cast Bone Splitter. The reason I don't want to play either of my creatures this turn is because they both get hit by Firebolt. This one probably wouldn't matter as much, but this one is... as soon as I have Metalcraft, it can't get hit by Firebolt. It gets hit by like Lightning Bolt, but Firebolt it does not get hit by. So I just want to have a little extra protection. Ichor Wellspring's fine. Ooh, another Flare Husk is also good. Let's go Sun Chaser, Flare Husk. Attack for 1. Opponent goes to 19. I go ahead and pass turn. Great Furnace, sure. They have Metalcraft if they need it. Prismatic Prism, Prophetic Prism, that's fine. That is definitely okay with me. That means they're probably taking the turn off. Okay. Well, they only have a white open, so let's move this Bone Splitter to Sun Chaser. I guess they could have a... No, Dispatch is an uncommon. I don't know what they could have here. Attack for 7. Opponent goes to 12, and let's hard cast a Porcelain Legionnaire. Pass turn. See, this is the explosiveness the deck can have. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. Just depends on what your opponent's playing. What am I afraid of here? I don't know. I really don't know. Electrickery. That's what I should be afraid of, huh? That card I forgot exists. Please don't have another removal spell. Glinthawk. So we can bounce a Flare Husk and play the Flare Husk. Give us an extra body. Move to equip the Flare Husk of the Sun Chaser, make it a 6/4. Interesting. I could make it a 7/5, and you can't be hit by Galv Blast that way. I actually think I'd rather do it that way. Oh, they don't have the Galv Blast. Okay. Attack for 7. Flying. Opponent goes to 5. Okay. Pass turn. What do you have, opponent? You got Triplicate Spirits. You can't cast that. My opponent scoops it up. Okay. Going to game 3 against Kuldoltha Boros. And do I want to change anything? Mana Tithe would be my only consideration, but I'm going to run it back like this. It leads on the Great Furnace. Sure. That's fine. We draw another Thraben Inspector. Not particularly exciting. We'll play our first one. Pass turn. It's good if we draw another land, because then we can go like Thraben Inspector, Flare Husk. But if we don't draw a land, it's not great. It's probably better than Flare Husk still, but I'd much rather it be another land. Plays a Windscried Crag, sure. Gains a life, goes to 21. Come on, we need one land, one time. One more land. One more land. We did draw the land, which is fantastic. Let's go to combat. Attack for 1. Take the one, or are you gonna like firebolt it here? Firebolt sorcery? No, Galv Blast. You can Galv Blast it. Knock you down to 20. Is that okay? Play our planes. Cast Flare Husk. Get our Germ. Play a second Thraben Inspector. We are kind of, sort of electricity proof now. Our board's not threatening in the slightest bit, but we have a bunch of 1/2s. We got that going for us. So I hope my opponent just has a handful of electricities. Prophetic Prism is not an electricity. It's close. It's close. It's even closer to that his Prophetic Prisms are not matching pictures. What do you have? What do you have? 1 mana. What could you do? Thraben Inspector. Your own Thraben Inspector. Makes sense. Planes. Okay, so we'll go Bone Splitter. Equip Bone Splitter to a Thraben Inspector. Go to combat. Attack with 2 Thraben Inspectors. The reason you want to attack with 2 and not 1 is they can just take this block here and they take 3 damage. Or they could chump block and take 0 damage if I don't attack with this Thraben Inspector. Okay, so opponent go, what do you got? Ichor Wellspring, sure. I'm drawing a bunch of cards from my opponent. That's fine. You do you, opponent. You do you. Kuldoltha Rebirth. Yeah, that card's pretty good. Draws another card, gets 3/1/1 goblins. I actually wouldn't mind drawing another land here. So we could, like, play land, play Porcelain Legionnaire. Guess I could crack a clue and try to find a land. Opponent attacks for 1. That's fine. Disenchant. My opponent went first and they didn't play a land? Huh. Let's attack with Thraben Inspector and see what they do. Just 1 Thraben Inspector. Opponent takes it, which is odd because they can't really attack through the Thraben Inspector. Let's go ahead and disenchant their Ancient Den because they're more of a white deck than a red deck. Granted, they play both, but they have a lot more white spells. That's the one downfall to playing artifact lands. You can just blow up their lands. 2 mana destroy target land's a pretty good card. I mean, they did make Sinkle. What do you cast an opponent? Like a Lone Missionary, maybe? Gonna sack your Clue to try to find a land? Glinthawk, okay. Float a red, bounce your Great Furnace, maybe? You're gonna bounce your Prophetic Prism. Bounces their Prophetic Prism, sure. Probably gonna Journey to Nowhere the Glinthawk. Bolts the Thraben Inspector, sure. Opponent still can't really attack that well. They choose not to, like I thought. Like I figured, rather. Okay, that's a land. So let's go ahead and Journey the Glinthawk. Probably want to go ahead and get this Legionnaire down, maybe? As well? Don't know. Well, let's try it. This can either be good or bad for us. We also have 2 clues, so I'm not too worried about it. My opponent also had to bounce their Prophetic Prism to try to find a land. And they found another land, but it's not a white source. Another disenchant would be good. And there's the Electrickery. Sure. Had to come eventually, right? Another Thraben Inspector. Sure. Not blocking. Court Homunculus is definitely a good card, but let's go ahead and sack a Clue, see what we draw. Looking for another Legionnaire. Bone Splitter, not the most exciting, but we'll equip our Bone Splitter to the Thraben Inspector. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent goes to 11. Cast another Court Homunculus. Pass turn. Card we have to watch out for is Rally the Peasants. The card got us the first game. It could easily get us now. What would that be? 3, 6, 9, 12. Put us at 1 if they have it right now. Put us at 1. I'm not too excited about that. Going to 1 as it turns out. Seems like they have it. They turn all their guys sideways. They definitely have it. Yeah, well, we got a block. A Thraben Inspector. And there it is. Rally the Peasants. Sure. Go to 1. Frogmite. We have 1, 2, 3. So let's go Journey to Nowhere, a Goblin, so we don't die. I think we're still just dead. I don't think we have enough guys. 1, 2. Can I play this guy for free? I cannot. Sack the Clue. Draw a card. Yep, we're just dead. I would like to remind you guys to smash that thumbs up button if you guys like what you see and want to see more. Helps me out, helps you out, helps everybody out, and allows me to create more content like this on a daily basis. Also, remember to comment down below with any deck suggestions, play suggestions, anything like that, sideboard suggestions even. Also, remember to follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. Both links will be in the description below. Also, you can email me If you guys just want to talk to me about anything and everything, that link will also be in the description below. Also, if you guys like this content, there is probably more content on the channel that you would like, so go ahead and just check it out. I would really appreciate it. Watch my older videos. You know, my quality has drastically improved, so there is that. Remember to subscribe to this channel so you can see more awesome content like this on a daily basis, and I hope you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.